Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video from Nintendo Studios, and today is the 6th vlog for Grand Theft Auto Darklight, the 7th Grand Theft Auto film in our Grand Theft Auto franchise. So today's video is simply going to be an update on where we are with filming, an update where we are with the overall process of the film, and we're going to answer some few more questions that were sent in from you guys, the viewers. So let's get started. So where are we in terms of filming right now? Well, we have just moved into Australia. We're now doing the Australia scenes. We've done in Italy, we've done most of Los Santos, we're now going to Australia. In fact, we've already started there, like I said. We've been filming there for around 2 or 3 days now. We've done a lot of work, primarily in sort of like downtown Brisbane, which is where we're basing the scene around. For this scene, we're using parts of Los Santos. Obviously, we're not going to be showing, iconic parts of Los Santos, because of course it won't make sense. But we're using parts of Los Santos and San Andreas to replicate Australia in, and so far it's going very, very well. We've done a lot of scenes that we need to do. We're about halfway through with it. In about a week's time, we should finish filming in Australia, move back to Los Santos, and then we're moving to Germany. That should hopefully be within the next couple of weeks. Time-wise, obviously you're thinking, okay, if we're getting a lot of the film done now, it's going to be out pretty soon. That's a no-go, I'm afraid. The thing about this film is, what we've done is we've started it off in these summer holidays that we have, and we'll finish it most likely before the end of the summer holidays, but we will probably go back, reshoot some stuff that we need to reshoot in the future, because when we're in the editing phase, we'll have the time to go back and change things if we want to. In fact, most likely, 100% actually, we most likely will go back and change things to make the film better for you guys to watch. But overall though, the film is, we're about halfway through with filming now. We're reaching the 3/4 way mark, possibly very soon when that's going to happen. And when it does, obviously you'll see the updates on Twitter, YouTube and other social network. There'll be links in the description towards our social network sites, just so you guys can keep up to date with, what's going on with the film and the overall channel by itself. So that's just a general update from where we are with filming. So now let's get on to the Q&A. And we have a couple of questions that were sent in from you guys, obviously, over the past couple of weeks, and obviously on the past videos. No comments were submitted on the behind the scenes video. We'll put a link in the description and a link on the screen right about now. Go and watch the behind the scenes video, guys. The first official look at Grand Theft Auto Darklight. You're going to want to go and see that. But anyway, let's go and answer these questions. Now the first question is, do you have any idea how the series will end? In truth, I'm not going to answer the question. It's always good to plan ahead so you know where you're going with the series. What I will say though is, we have a list of ideas of how the series will end. We don't have, a solid, this is what we're going to do, this is how it's going to end type idea, but we have a list of ideas of how the series will end. I do not think that Niko is going to die. I'm not too sure. A lot of you want Niko to die for some reason. That we've got over freedom and whatnot. You guys are saying it'll be good to see the main character die. And I've heard from a lot of guys in the editing, fellow writers of mine, whatnot, that Niko dying will be kind of interesting. We're not too sure yet. I'm not too sure if I'll let him die. We're going to have to wait and see. But to answer that question, yes, we have a list, a whole, a very long list of ideas of how the series will end. The next question is, how do you film in different cities if you're playing on GTA 5, which is just set in Los Santos? Well, we've explained this in different videos, but I'll explain it again. What we do is we go around the city, and of course we go around Blaine County and, Paleto Bay, wherever. We look at the script and we see, okay, so there's a mountain here and there's a car sequence here. So we need to get shots of the mountain and we need to make it look like we're in Germany, for example. What we do is we go along and we film in a certain location. When we're in the editing suite, however, we use the different camera shots to create an effect that makes it look as if it's being based in another country. Obviously, the countries and cities and whatnot, obviously that started in insurgency, as you can see on the screen. We went to Switzerland and Mexico and at the very end, Italy, obviously. To do that, we obviously used the weather and we used camera work, and we tried to make it quite different. However, overall, it did. You got the sense that it could still be Los Santos. With Darklight, however, we're taking a new look on it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the footage and we're going to be editing the visual effects, applying filters, adjusting the colouring, the contrast, the texture, all that, to make it look as if it is actually based in another country. So for example, if we were going to Switzerland or Austria again, we'd make it look kind of blue, cold and ice colour. But if we were going to Mexico again, we'd make it like a yellows and oranges and, you know, little bright colours, warm colours basically, to make it feel as if the film is actually being set in that location. That is how we really film in different cities. And the final question for today is Karen Michelle an Easter egg? This is a very good question. At the end of Retribution, Valerie Green announced that, you know, she isn't really Valerie Green. Valerie is just her cover name. Her real name was Karen Michelle. Now, if you go back to Grand Theft Auto 4, we're talking, you know, 4 or 5 years ago here, Karen was a date of Niko. At the very beginning of the game, Niko dates a woman called Karen. And Karen turns out to work for the IAA. When we were writing Retribution, I got to the end of it and I thought it would be quite nice to sort of end on a little bit of an Easter egg, you know, make the GTA 4, you know, fandom, if you like, to go, oh, this is quite good. So what I did was I made, obviously, that name up, and I made Valerie, you know, turn out to be Karen, which obviously had a really good effect, because some of you picked it up and messaged us on Freedom and said, hey, this is really good what you've done here. So yeah, Karen Michelle is a little bit of an Easter egg, but she's also a vital character to our series. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Please send in your questions in the YouTube comment section, on Freedom forums, on Twitter, whatnot. Just get in touch with us, send in your questions, we'll try and answer them for you, as long as we don't, you know, spoil anything for the film, or spoil anything for anyone at all, because of course we don't want to do that. Although, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the new information, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.